Okay, round three. What have we got? A very slow hand that we're not going to keep, and instead we're going to keep this one, which is much more exciting. Our opponent's joined us on 6 cards. That's very gentlemanly of them. Ooh, yeah, Collector Company. So we're not going to fetch on our opponent's end step because we want to draw a Collector Company. Scalding Tarn's not the best of signs though. Hopefully it means hollow. Hopefully it's our opponent playing hollow one. And just not having a 1-drop. That's not what I want. Goodbye, Devoted Druid. So it looks like we're against a blue-red or Jeskai control deck. That's a Mutavault and a Steam Vents on the battlefield together. I don't know what that means. Kind of don't want to run out the Tireless Tracker here, so I'm just going to pass, because we've got the Verdant Catacombs. That means that Tracker's going to get 2 clues, which is slow play our hand a bit, because we appear to be against a control deck of some sort. Lightning Bolt, Mutavault, what does it mean? It'd be a shame if this gets mana leaked or remanded. Oh well. Don't want to miss our land drop, so we're still going to try and replay Tracker next turn. Could this be Storm? No, Storm wouldn't play Mutavault, don't be silly. Whew, 3 collected companies. This hand's going to be great. We've got so much gas to play the late game. All of these clues, so good. Obviously we're going to crack the fetches in response to our opponent trying to kill Tracker. Or we can just do it now while they're tapped out. We're going to get Breeding Pool untapped. And Forest untapped. And our opponent's going to see our hand, and it's going to be funny. And maybe this is the Blue-Red Wizards deck. That would make sense. Because Mutavault can turn into a wizard for your Wizard's Lightnings. Could be a one-of in the deck, I'm not really sure. Seems like that deck's got too low of a land count to play colourless lands though, but maybe. These are all spells you would expect to see in that sort of deck. Yeah, there we go, Wizard's Lightning. Alright, well, there's no point in cracking the clear and response. So we need to be careful about our life total. I'm just going to company now. Opponent's probably got a counterspell. Then we'll play a bird to give us a shot at double company next turn. It's the logic not. Whatever it is, our opponent's having fun trying to cast it. Yeah, there we go. No, we will not pay 3. I'll play a Birds of Paradise though. I'm going to take 3 here. And hopefully not die. Ideally we draw land, not the 4th collected company. No, let's do this on our opponent's upkeep. Or in the end step if our opponent decides to do something in the end step, which they won't. Oh, they did. Yeah, Fairgrounds Warden Tiles Tracker seems pretty good here. Get that Vendilion Clique off the board, hopefully. Hopefully we just don't get Bolt Snap bolted. I think that's likely though. Yep. Yep. Okay. So against the Snapcastery Wizards deck, we want Scavenging Ooze and the Path because they probably have Grim Lavamancer. Unified Will as an option. I don't like Tireless Tracker because he's just too easy to kill. Same with Fairgrounds Warden, it just doesn't really do enough. We can cut a Duskwatch and maybe a couple of Viziers. I don't think we're comboing very easily. So it looks like this. I think we can go with that. Maybe if we're playing the fair game, we want a couple of Tireless Trackers. I just cut cord because it's a bit clunky. And Same with a Druid. So we've still got like a small combo package, but we're not all in on it. That sounds pretty great, actually. Rising Canopy is still going to be a little bit painful, but we'll survive, hopefully. That's the plan. Well, Mountain's a good sign. Yeah, Magma Spray, blimey. Are we going to be able to keep any creatures in play at all? So, could get Forest, could get Breeding Pool here. I think I'm just going to get Breeding Pool. So that we have the Unified Will available when we get there. Which could be next turn if one of our creature doesn't die, which it's going to, inevitably. I think our opponent's probably going to be playing quite controlling post board. Just because they feel like that's what they can do. Burst Lightning, sure. Okay, Knight. It is a 3/3, which is of course fantastic numbers against the All Bolts deck. Oh, survived. Cool. Right, well, Horizon Canopy protects it from a bolt. And we've got Unified Will now as well. Got double path for creatures. So yeah, I'm not unhappy with our positioning now. That's fine. We can path that. Maybe we're supposed to path it in the upkeep, but it doesn't really matter. Opt is fine. Our opponent is lacking in double blue, so feel pretty comfortable to go for it here. They can only counter once. It's probably not a remand. And I think I'm going to draw off the Horizon Canopy here. It cuts the clock by a turn. And there's a good chance we can find a fetch land. Our opponent now needs to use a second bolt on the Knight. And they don't have it. So we could just leave up Unified Will and Path and start attacking for 4. Or we could use the Knight to cast Duskwatch and leave up Unified Will. That doesn't really improve the clock at all, so I think we're just attacking for 4. And using the Unified Will quite aggressively. Our opponent did misstep rather majorly by trying to bolt our knight there. Okay, well, so much for using the Unified Will aggressively. Windswept Heath is a fantastic draw, though. She's going to get Forest. Oh. Oh, is this a Nimble Obstructionist? Are they cycling a Nimble Obstructionist? No, it's a Vendilion Click. Do I actually care about this? I should probably use the Unified Will. Just on the basis that it's not doing anything if I don't. And this is off a Windswept Heath, so let's just get Forest. We'll attack for 5. And play the Duskwatch Recruiter. So Snapcaster's going to be going for a bolt on Duskwatch Recruiter here, presumably. So if we draw a land, we've got Path, Eternal Witness Path, to get both the Snapcaster and the Mutavault out of the way. But honestly, I think that's a bit aggressive. We don't even need to try that. Yep. Ah, Ballista is lethal though, because we can use that to kill the Snapcaster. And then the Path on the Mutavault. Or another flash creature they might decide to play. Yep. Yep, there we go. So, do we want to change anything for game 3? Possibly want the Tireless Tracker, because it looks like the fair game plan is more effective. Similar with the Duskwatch Recruiter over something, but I'm not sure what. Still got 26 creatures. We've got 25 creatures on the low end for Collected Company, especially as one of them's Shalai. So we probably want to shave a Collected Company as well, because it's lower effectiveness. Yeah, because Shalai and Ballista don't really count. Yeah, 5 lands, 2 knights is not what we're looking for. Neither's 5 lands Collected Company, but I don't really want to go down to 5 cards. Unified Will does nothing with this hand. Delver. That sort of changes the texture of the matchup somewhat. especially if it was to flip. Of course, the Electrolyze is a pretty brutal card against us as well. It looks like our opponent might not have their second land though. So we're going with double Delvers. I'm just going to play the Breeding Pool tapped. And hopefully we draw a 3-drop. It's possible we're supposed to fetch for something there, so we get Knight out of range if we draw it next turn. That's actually probably better. Alright, they didn't flip. So it's either a creature or a land. Or an engineered explosive, which is possible, but unlikely, I think. We are probably just going to die to these Delvers at this point. Especially if they flip that one. Oh my. Who needs spells, eh? So if these flip, we do just die. We probably die anyway. Okay. Go to 8, 7 off the Windswept Heath, and then we collected company. We still have to not have them flip next turn, and for our opponent not to have a bolt or a Wizard's Lightning, so we are pretty dead. Yeah, they've got Grim Lavamancer as well. Yikes. What would you give for an Orzhov Pontiff right now? Hierarch. Well, looks like Devoted Dread Scavenging Ooze. This is really bad. There's no chance we win this match. Well, I suppose the Grim Lavamancer's not doing anything. And they haven't flipped. Okay. Okay. I don't know why we got Devoted Dread. We really should have got Duskwatch Recruiter, but second land is probably good enough. Because a spell means that they can Grim Lavamancer. Yeah. Alright, well, 1 and 3. Let's try and win the last one for honour. Alright, we've got the dice roll again in the last round, so that's something. But this hand is pretty rubbish. Doesn't really achieve anything. So I'm going to mulligan. Don't really want another bird. Okay, well, that is fine. Probably should have got planes there, but it doesn't really matter. I'm going to play the bird and the scoos here. And hopefully draw a land for the tracker next turn. Don't know why our opponent pathed there. There's not really any reason to. Alright, our opponent's not seeming in the best of moods, so they weren't in the mood for that one. So didn't even really get a particularly honourable victory in round 5. So that was Bant Company. All in all, the deck's been doing pretty well in testing so far. I'm definitely keen on it. I think it matches up quite well against humans. It seems fine against Hollow One. KCR, we have a lot of tools in the sideboard, and you have a decent amount of game against control decks with your fair game plan. And those seem to be the pillars of the format right now. So it seems like the deck's reasonably well positioned. Obviously, we've got to tweak the list a bit more, perhaps. One thing we've been talking about the most is the breakdown of 3-drops. We've had Spell Queller in there recently, Course Crew Fix as an option. Shalai is a bit of a tech choice that we've both been quite keen on. I've been playing a lot of Shalai and Elves recently and been very impressed in there. So yeah, that's the deck, and I will keep playing it a bit more, and hopefully it does me well in Grand Prix Stockholm. So thank you very much for watching. Make sure to check out all the other Murphy's Vault articles, videos, so on and so forth, and importantly the store, where you can buy cards, and who likes buying cards more than Magic players. Have a great rest of your day, guys, and see you next time.